of the House, the proposition, and my fellow opposition. Now, there's a lot we can take away from the speech just given. I particularly find that quote from Winston Churchill to be very telling. Democracy is the worst system we have, apart from all the other systems. I do disagree. I believe democracy is as bad as the worst system you can think up of in your head right now. A quote from a very wise man was that democracy is beautiful in theory, but in practice, it's a fallacy. The idea of democracy is actually one of great evil and malice. It's two wolves and a lamb deciding what they're going to eat for dinner. It is the most efficient distributor of immoral and involuntary power that we've ever created. We really discriminate against countries that aren't democratic because we think democracy is so good. Democracy is the ultimate breeder of corruption and collusion. It's the air that capitalism can breathe, the root of malevolent power, and the greatest generator of hierarchy ever.
Point, sir.
Yes.
It is physically measurable that every single democratic country has a far higher standard of living. Not every single democratic country, but on average, democratic countries have far higher standards of living. They just rank better everywhere in terms of how nice it is to live there than autocratic countries like dictatorships.
Good point, but is that actually the doing of democracy or of other factors? Correlation is not causation. At some point, you need to take a step back. We need to take a step back collectively. We have to say, are we the bad guys here? Because by doing what the House would do and not giving developmental aid to non-democratic countries, we're effectively forcing our system upon other countries. Yes?
If I might take up your challenge and think of the worst political system, I would perhaps pick Nazi Germany. I think comparing Hitler's genocidal orthodoxy and hegemony to democratically elected governments is frankly farcical and offensive.
That's a good point, but was it the system that allowed Hitler to do so, or was it the fact that he himself was technically democratically elected by the people, and that a majority of people in Nazi Germany agreed with the genocide?
I would very much question the fact that a majority would do it.
No conversation in the debate, please continue.
Spare me the vox populi, vox dei. In democracy, you can say what you want, but you do what you're told.